For today's lesson, we will continue working with percents, and we're going to start by finding the percent increase or decrease of an item. So we have the regular price of a Statue of Liberty souvenir was $32. During a sale, its price was reduced to $24. We want to find the percent discount. So we can find percent increase or decrease by taking the change over the original. And since that will end up being a fraction, we go from fraction to percent by multiplying by 100. So the first thing we need to calculate is the change in price, and we can do that by taking $32 minus $24, which would leave us with $8. So the change is 8. The original price of the statue was $32, so that'll be our original. We're going to multiply that by 100 over 1. We could do some simplifying here. 8 and 32 can both be divided by 8, and that would give you a 1 and a 4, which would give us the fraction of 1/4, which by now we should know that 1/4 is 25%, but we could do some more simplifying. Divide both of those by 4, and we do get, in fact, 25%. Excuse me. So for number 4 here, Dennis bought an antique model train for $64. 2 years later, he sold it for $72. What was the percent increase in the price of the model train? So again, first we need to figure out the change. And so we take 72 minus 64, and that tells us that there is a change of $8. We'll put that over the original, and the original price was 64, and we multiply that by 100 over 1. We can simplify 8 and 64, divide both those by 8 to get 1/8. And I can divide both 8 and 100 by 4 to get 2 and 25 respectively. 1 times 25 is 25. 1 times 2 is 2. So I would get 12.5%. Or if you did a decimal, 12.5%. For number 5, the original length of a spring was 28 millimeters. It was stretched to a length of 35 millimeters. Find the percent increase in its length. So again, first thing we need to do is find the change. So 35 minus 28 is 7. So that would be 7 over 28 because that is the original length of the spring. I'm going to multiply that by 100 over 1. 7 and 28 can both be divided by 7 to get 1 and 4. And by now we should know that 1/4 is 25%. Excuse me. The original price of a book in 2003 was $12. In 2005, the price of the same book increased to $15. In 2007, the price of the book was $3 more than the price of the book in 2005. So for part A, we're looking for the percent increase in the price of the book from 2003 to 2005. Well, in 2003, it was $12. In 2005, it was $15. So we're going to start by taking 15 minus 12 to get $3. So our change is $3. The original was $12, and we, of course, multiply that by 100 over 1. Well, 3/12 simplifies down to 1/4, and once again, we should know that 1/4 is 25%. For part B, we want to find the percent increase in the price of the book from 2005 to 2007. Well, on this one, we don't have to calculate the change because we're given the change. It says in 2007, the price of the book was $3 more than the price of the book in 2005. So our change is 3. Our original is now 15 because we're starting in 2005, and in 2005 the price was $15. Then we multiply that by 100 over 1. 3/15 simplifies down to 1/5, and we can divide both 105 by 5 to get 1 and 20. So we'd have an answer of 20%. The amount of the water in the dispenser was 50 liters at first. After 10 minutes, it decreased to 45 liters. Another 15 minutes later, the amount of water had decreased to 40 liters. So we want to find the percent decrease in the amount of water after the first 10 minutes. Well, it started at 50 liters, and after 10 minutes, it was down to 45. So our change is 5. So it's 5 out of 50. 100 over 1, 50 becomes 1, 100 becomes 2, 5 times 2 is 10%. So for part B, we want the percent increase or percent decrease in the amount of water from 45 liters to 40. So our change, 45 minus 40 is 5. We'd have 5 out of 45, because that's where we're starting, times 100 over 1. 5/45 simplifies down to 1/9. So that'd be 100 over 9. 9 would go into 100 11 times with 1 left over. So that'd be 11 and 1/9%. Excuse me. 1 year, Keith's savings was $200. Andrew's savings was 4/5 of Keith's savings. The next year, Andrew increased his savings by 20%. Find the increase in Andrew's savings. Well, we should first figure out what Andrew's savings is, and since it's 4/5 of, that tells us to multiply, and it's 4/5 of Keith's savings, and Keith's savings was $200. 5 becomes 1, 200 becomes 40, should be $160. And Andrew increased his savings by 20%. Well, that would be 20% of the 160. And 20% would be 20 over 100. Times 160 over 1. Cross off our zeros there. 2 times 16 is $32. And our final example here, number 7. On Monday, Camille scored 120 points in a video game, and Emily scored 5/4 as many points as Camille. On Tuesday, Emily scored 30% more points than what she scored on Monday. Find the increase in the number of points Emily scored on Tuesday. So we'll start this one the same way. It was 5/4 of the 120. 4 becomes 1, 120 becomes 30. 5 times 30 is 150. So that would be Emily's points, and Emily scored 30% more, so that'd be 30% of 150. 30 over 100 times 150 over 1. Boom, 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 boom. It should give us 45 points. And that is all for today's lesson. As always, I hope this helps.